Let me tell you how I unalived my husband. I could tell you it was an accident, that I acted in some sudden, frenzied moment, an act of passion, as they say. But I won't insult either of us with that lie. No, I'd been curating this idea for years. But much like fine wine, it needed patience, the right conditions, and just the right occasion to uncork. You see, when you've been invisible as long as I have, you start noticing the small things, the clockwork of a man's life, the sound of his car in the driveway at exactly 5:42 every day, the way he'd come in and loosen his tie in the hallway, ignoring me as if I were just part of the wallpaper, the silence before he poured himself a drink, never mind that I had said hello. His eyes fixed on the evening paper every night while I stood there, feet away, waiting for him to notice the new dress, the fresh haircut, or the dinner that I'd spent hours making. He never did. No, he didn't notice me because he didn't love me. That much was obvious. But years of being ignored will teach a woman a thing or two. I learned his choreography the way some women learn a lover's body. Every step, every pause, every sigh. And once I knew the routine, well, I knew exactly how to end the dance. One evening, he pulled up at exactly 5:42 and came in like he always did. Loosened that tie like he always did. I had told him earlier what was for dinner, and still he'd stopped for takeout because he couldn't stomach my cooking. Not that he'd ever cooked a damn thing himself. He set the bag on the counter without so much as a glance my way. Good. I stood in the doorway, hands steady, the skillet warm from the stove. He turned just enough for our eyes to meet, his mouth parting. Maybe to ask why, or maybe just to demand the damn salt. But that's when I swung. The sound wasn't dramatic, just final, like the door on a safe clicking shut. His knees went first, then his shoulders, until he completely folded into the towel. The ice from his glass scattered across the floor, skittering into corners and melting into small, perfect circles, like they'd rehearsed the moment with me. I didn't cry, I didn't panic. I set the skillet in the sink, washed my hands, and poured myself a nice drink in the same glass he'd dropped. I watched the ice surrender into pale amber, the way it used to when I'd wait for him to say something. Anything to me. This time I drank it alone, and the silence tasted better than anything he could have given me. People will say I could have left, packed a bag, started over, but women like me don't start over. We finish things. And that's exactly what I did. Now, how I unalived the kids, well, that's another story.